Hey y'all, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel, Read Now, Sleep Later. I've tried videoing this so many times. I want to give you guys my April wrap up, and I was going to try and decide to do a TBR for May as well, but honestly, it's just boring to me. So I want to try and keep it focused, and I want to keep it fun. In a way, this isn't really fun, I guess, for others, but for me, just the challenge of trying to do this is going to be fun. So what I'm going to do is, instead of giving a full-on description that lasts for 20 years, I'm going to say it in less than 20 words. So, for example, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Boy who finds out he's a wizard and goes to a magical school. So that was like under 20. We'll just say under 20. So, let's go ahead and get into this. The first book that I read was a graphic novel, and it is Snow Glass Apples by Neil Gaiman. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's essentially Snow White retelling, witch's point of view, lots of blood and gore. The next book that I read was The Plus One by Sarah Archer. I gave this a 2 out of 5 stars. I just didn't enjoy it. I thought there was no real action in there. There was nothing for me to really get excited about. I hate giving low scores to books, but I always have to remember that this is my opinion, and just because it's my opinion, it doesn't mean that it will show for everybody else. Somebody may have a completely and totally different opinion than me, and that's fine. To each is their own. The Plus One is about robotics engineer who needs a date to her younger sister's wedding. She can't find one, so she builds her own boyfriend, and she may be falling for him. The third book that I read was Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, and oh my gosh, I love that book. That was such a crazy ride. And while the ending was a little meh, I really just enjoyed the action in it. I gave this obviously a 5 out of 5 stars. Dark Matter is about a college physics professor who doesn't have really much of anything to his life. He has a pretty mundane life. Nothing exciting for him until one night he goes and celebrates with a colleague on his accomplishments, on the colleague's accomplishments. That same night, Jason, the character, gets kidnapped and gets injected with this drug, and then the next thing he knows, he's waking up on a gurney, and there's this man telling him, "Congratulations and welcome back. We're so glad to have you back." I know that was more than 20 words, but it's kind of hard to describe that book with 20 words. You need like... Okay. Another book that I read during the month of April was Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. This was also a 5-star for me. I absolutely loved it. The religion was in depth and was very descriptive, and I felt like anytime there was mentions of the religion or the politics in this, I didn't feel lost. So, pretty good on that. Wicked Saints is about a couple of characters. The first character is a girl who the gods have bestowed special powers, so she prays to them and asks, "Will you please help us during this time?" And the gods will either grant her a power or they will refuse her, and stuff happens. The other point of view is from the High Prince. These two characters belong to different countries, and the countries are at war, and they've been at war for a very long time. The High Prince has powers of his own. He uses blood magic, and he is supposed to be this very high, all-powerful general. And I'm just gonna stop there because that's more than 20 words. This is really hard for me. Another book that I read was The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars and I listened to it on audiobook. This is about a girl who has all her life trained to survive. In this world, this is a dystopian world and it is very dangerous. Typically, people do not go out at night because there's always multiple masses and that are murdered. And then there is another character that you get the point of view from, and he was made to kill, and that's all you need to know. Now, I did read a 6th book, but unfortunately, I can't tell you guys about that just yet. I will be doing a little bit of a video on it soon. I'm doing things, and so I'll tell you guys that later, but I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, and it was a ride. Sorry, I can't tell you about it right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give me a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on my wacky content. See y'all later. Bye.